Imagine a world where freedom is the ultimate law, where loyalty isn't just a word but a way of life, and where the open road calls with a voice that can't be ignored. For decades, the Hells Angels have fascinated and terrified the public in equal measure. Are they just a bunch of rebels living life on their terms, or is there something more sinister beneath the surface? Today, we're tearing down the myths and revealing the true reality of life as a Hells Angels member. Stick with us, because by the end of this video, you might be surprised to learn how much of what you think you know is completely wrong. The Hells Angels Motorcycle Club is arguably the most infamous motorcycle club in the world. With chapters across the globe and a history that stretches back to 1948, they have become synonymous with biker culture, rebellion, and the open road. But alongside the admiration comes fear and misunderstanding. Movies, TV shows, and news headlines have painted a picture of the Hells Angels as a lawless group of outlaws who live outside the rules of society. But what's the truth? What does it really mean to be a Hells Angels member? Today, we're diving deep into the myths and realities of life inside one of the most secretive organizations on the planet. From their strict codes of conduct to the bonds that hold them together, we're uncovering what it's really like to wear the infamous patch. Myth 1: the Hells Angels are just a gang. Let's start with the biggest myth of all, that the Hells Angels are nothing more than a criminal gang. While it's true that some members have been involved in illegal activities, it's far too simplistic to paint the entire organization with a broad brush. The Hells Angels consider themselves a motorcycle club first and foremost. Yes, they have a reputation for living on the edge, but they also have a strict code of conduct and a deep sense of brotherhood. Members aren't just in it for the thrill. They're committed to a lifestyle that prioritizes freedom, loyalty, and respect above all else. Contrary to popular belief, not all Hells Angels members are criminals. Many hold regular jobs, have families, and contribute positively to their communities. What binds them together is their shared love of motorcycles, the open road, and a rebellious spirit that refuses to conform to society's expectations. Reality check, brotherhood, and loyalty. One of the most fundamental aspects of life as a Hells Angels member is the sense of brotherhood. To outsiders, this might seem like a cliche, but for members, it's a reality that defines their entire way of life. When you become a Hells Angel, you're not just joining a club, you're joining a family. The bond between members is incredibly strong, built on trust, respect, and loyalty. It's not unusual for members to refer to each other as brothers, and this isn't just a term of endearment, it's a declaration of the loyalty and commitment they have to each other. This loyalty extends beyond just the club. Members are expected to support each other in all aspects of life, whether that's helping out in a time of need, standing up for one another, or simply being there as a friend. It's a bond that is forged over years of shared experiences, both good and bad, and it's something that many members value above all else. Myth 2: all Hells Angels are outlaws. Another common myth is that all Hells Angels are outlaws living a life of crime. The media often focuses on the sensational stories of members getting involved in illegal activities, but this is far from the full picture. Yes, there have been cases where individual members have broken the law, but this is not representative of the entire organization. The Hells Angels themselves are quick to distance the club from the actions of individuals who break the law, emphasizing that their primary focus is on motorcycles and the biker lifestyle. It's also important to remember that the Hells Angels are a global organization with chapters all over the world. Each chapter operates independently with its own set of rules and standards. While some chapters may have a reputation for criminal activity, others are known for their community involvement and charity work. It's a diverse organization, and it's important not to generalize based on the actions of a few. Reality check: the rigid hierarchy and rules. Despite the popular image of the Hells Angels as a group of rebels living outside the law, the reality is that the club is governed by a strict set of rules and a rigid hierarchy. The Hells Angels are not a democracy. Each chapter has a president and other officers who are responsible for enforcing the rules and maintaining order. Decisions are often made by consensus, but the leadership has the final say, and members are expected to follow their lead. New members, or prospects, must go through a lengthy probationary period before they can earn their patch and become full members. During this time, they're expected to prove their loyalty to the club and demonstrate that they are committed to its values. This can involve anything from running errands for other members to helping out at club events. It's a test of character, and only those who prove themselves worthy are allowed to join. Once a member, there are rules to follow, rules about conduct, behavior, and even appearance. Members are expected to wear their patches with pride and to always represent the club in a positive light. Breaking these rules can result in serious consequences, including expulsion from the club. Myth 3: Hell's Angels are all about violence. The stereotype of the Hell's Angels as violent thugs is one that has been perpetuated by movies, TV shows, and sensationalist news stories. While it's true that the club has been involved in violent incidents in the past, this is not the full picture. Violence is not a core part of the Hell's Angels lifestyle. In fact, many members go their entire lives without ever getting into a physical altercation. The club's focus is on riding motorcycles, spending time with their brothers, and enjoying the freedom of the open road. That said, the Hell's Angels do have a reputation for standing up for themselves and protecting their own. They don't take kindly to threats or disrespect, and they are known to defend their members and their territory when necessary. But this is not the same as being inherently violent. It's about maintaining their autonomy and protecting their way of life. Reality check: the love of the ride. At the heart of the Hell's Angels lifestyle is a love of motorcycles and the open road. For many members, riding is more than just a hobby. It's a way of life. There's something special about the feeling of the wind in your face, the roar of the engine beneath you, and the sense of freedom that comes from being on the open road. It's a feeling that can't be replicated in any other way, and it's something that the Hell's Angels live for. Riding together is a big part of what brings the members closer. There's a sense of camaraderie that comes from riding in formation, the rumble of dozens of bikes echoing off the asphalt, and the knowledge that you're part of something bigger than yourself. It's an experience that is hard to put into words, but one that every Hell's Angel knows well. Myth 4: Hell's Angels don't care about the law. There's a common misconception that Hell's Angels have no respect for the law and live outside the boundaries of society. The truth is more nuanced. While the Hell's Angels pride themselves on their independence and non-conformity, this doesn't mean they have no respect for the law. Many members have families, jobs, and responsibilities, and they understand the importance of following the rules of society. That said, the Hell's Angels do have their own code of ethics, which sometimes conflicts with mainstream society's laws. For example, they place a high value on loyalty and respect, and they expect members to stand up for each other and the club, even if that means bending the rules. But this doesn't mean they have no regard for the law, it just means they have their own set of priorities. Reality check: community involvement and charity work. One aspect of the Hell's Angels that often gets overlooked is their involvement in the community. While they may have a reputation for being outlaws, many chapters are actively involved in charity work and community service. From toy drives and charity rides to fundraising events and community outreach programs, the Hell's Angels often use their resources and influence to give back to the community. They understand that being a member of the club comes with a certain level of responsibility, and they take that seriously. It's not uncommon for Hell's Angels chapters to organize charity events, donate to local causes, and even volunteer their time to help those in need. This aspect of the club's culture is rarely covered in the media, but it's a big part of what it means to be a Hell's Angel. The truth about the Hell's Angels. So, what's the real story behind the Hell's Angels? Are they outlaws, rebels, or something else entirely? The truth is that they are a complex and diverse group of individuals who share a love of motorcycles, a commitment to their brothers, and a desire to live life on their own terms. Yes, there are members who have been involved in illegal activities, and the club has a reputation for being tough and unyielding. But there's also a side of the Hell's Angels that is rarely seen, one that values loyalty, brotherhood, and community. Life as a Hell's Angels member is not about living outside the law. It's about living life to the fullest, with a sense of freedom, independence, and camaraderie that is hard to find anywhere else. It's a lifestyle that isn't for everyone, but for those who choose it, it's a way of life that is rich, rewarding, and full of meaning. So the next time you see a group of Hell's Angels riding down the highway, remember that there's more to the story than meets the eye. They are not just outlaws. They are brothers, friends, and bikers who share a passion for the open road and a commitment to each other that goes beyond words. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more deep dives into the world of bikers. This is Life of Bikers, where we explore the untold stories of the road. Until next time, ride free and stay safe.